Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Derek here. We are back reacting to episode 3 of Superman and Lois. What happened last time on Superman and Lois? So I think last episode was really focused on kind of the impact that, I guess episode 2 was really focused on the struggle that the boys are having at school, and I guess not both of them at school because one of them wasn't at school yet, but just kind of the ways that the boys and I guess the family as a whole are adjusting to the move to Smallville. So Jonathan really struggling at school at this point, getting bullied a lot. He's getting bullied like in the hallways, he's getting bullied on the football field. Jordan is struggling at the Fortress of Solitude because he thinks he's special. He thinks he's going to be like the extension of the L family line, and then finds out that maybe he's not quite as special as he thought he was. Meanwhile, Clark is having to balance being a father with this new Luthor threat, and Lois is dealing with being rewritten for the first time at the Daily Planet, and it's just like everyone is dealing with their own thing, and none of them were really psyched about it, but they're also just, it's all kind of somewhat connected to each other because they're a family, but in the end they are making it through it as a family, which was driven home by Lois when she's like, we are a family. We moved here as a family. We're going to this freaking barbecue as a family. Get your act together. But no, so far I'm still really enjoying this show. I really enjoy the boys, the actors for the boys. I think they're fantastic. Really love Clark. Really love Lois. I think it's all great. What happened? I guess most recently is we found out that Lex, well, I guess we don't know if he's Lex yet. Captain Luthor is from another Earth where he knew Sam Lane, and Superman was evil, and they're like in a war with him, and he was killing people, so that's why he hates him. Lois quit the Daily Planet and is now presumably going to be working at the Smallville Gazette. Jordan is going to start going to school and hopefully maybe not get bullied. He's definitely going to get bullied. Because the boyfriend is a butthole, and the Sarah, as much as she's an interesting, likable character, it almost makes me not like her that she won't ditch her butthole of a boyfriend, but, we'll find out. I don't know what exactly is going to happen next, because I don't have any knowledge of, like, any specific comics that they're drawing from for this show. Like, really, it's wide open for me, so I'm very excited. Thank you guys for being here. If you like what you see, leave a like on the video. That's awesome. If you want to see more reactions from me, hit subscribe and ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And if you want to see the full-length reaction to this episode or any other show that I watch, head down to my Patreon. It is linked in the description, or there should be like an end card thing at the end. So if that's something you're interested in. But otherwise, let's jump into this episode. Shall we? Making this home their own.
Does this have too much blue in it?
I still like the...
Mom, can we just pick something?
Sweetie, this
That's
is
what I'd be him. I'd be like, for real, let's just pick a color.
What about this color? You like this color?
That's fine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yo, that shirt costs money, Lois.
You really want to do this?
No super tricks.
Alright. Come on, you have to do better than that.
Laser eyes just rips through the wall. Bruh. Oh snap. There's a bridge going down, yo. Those cars don't look real, but that's whatever. I thought it said China, but I definitely probably read it wrong. That's a lot of structural damage that you're really gonna have to fix. You got it? Realistically, though, that bridge is still 100% coming down. And a lot of people are still dying. Clark, maybe quit waving at that man. You still got a job to do. Like, every single support strut was coming undone, so...
Be for real though, what's the most embarrassing thing you've ever heard?
Nope. Not appropriate.
Be honest, was there nudity involved?
Hey, when you guys are older.
Oh, come on!
That kid just seems like he's having so much fun.
It's not like we're worried you two are gonna post it on Facebook.
I mean, yeah, we're not soccer moms.
My point is you need to be mindful of your
Nice.
actions. It's the small things that'll raise suspicion.
Yeah.
When I was your age, my dad was really strict.
Hey, honey.
Was she at therapy?
How did it go with Dr. Lawrence?
Yeah.
That's between me and her.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure you're doing okay. That's
I mean, you tried to kill yourself, so I think some therapy is probably good. Maybe you should quit being a little sassy B-word about it.
Hey, short stack.
Come on.
Why is it every time I see you, you're flirting with my girlfriend? Look, I don't know what
You've seen him like twice. Yo, how
Hey! Get away from me!
how has this girl not dumped this guy yet? Come on. This is like actual assault.
Jordan! Jordan! You need the clicker thing, Daddy. Jordan!
He's almost about to laser this kid in the brain.
Hey, guys.
Oh, he showed up.
Wow. This place is really not changed.
This wasn't random. He was spying on us.
He wasn't spying on you. He's your dad. And you are not in full control of your powers. He wants to know that you're doing all right because he cares about you. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like I'm listening all the time.
That is the wrong answer.
Guys, Clark is completely in the right here. He heard his son being viciously bullied at school, knowing he does not have control of the power, and decided to maybe show up and be like, hey, might be good if my son doesn't cut a kid in half. Like, what? And they're mad at him? Get out of town. Come on.
Any suggestions on how to make things right with the boys?
Make them the same promise you made me.
What, that he's always going to look out for them and protect them from killing people at school?
Both are right. I'm sorry. No more listening in on your conversations. I'll give you my word.
Mom mentioned something about flowers.
What are the chances of you raising my allowance?
Nice try.
Classic.
We good?
Love this kid. Every time this kid talks, I'm just like all aboard.
Miss Powell, I'm Lois Lane. Does this have anything to do with Morgan Edge?
Yeah, you're damn right it does.
Oh,
I'm
snap.
hoping you can help me nail that bastard's ass to the wall.
Oh, snap. Oh, snap. She is either, like, great. She might be real. I thought maybe she might be a plant by Morgan Edge to get some info, ruin this story, but
Made good money too.
she seems genuine.
Wish I caught you. This opportunity isn't what I thought it was. Not sure what's gonna happen, so I just wanted you to know that I loved you. Bye.
Loved you? That's past tense, man. Okay, is she a plant, or is this guy just spying for Morgan Edge?
You can't just break up with me.
Oh, finally!
Not been paying attention?
Come on.
Don't.
I hated her for a little bit, but quality decision making. Okay,
Better
butthole.
learn to stay in your lane.
How about you suck my butthole?
1, 2,
Kid's awful. I hate that guy. What is his lane?
3, 4.
What has gotten into you lately?
You know what, Mom?
I
quit.
quit. Ooh, savage.
How about that?
I mean, she's not just your mom. She's also seemingly the cheer coach. So it makes a little bit of sense that she would be like, hey, quit screwing this up.
Ken, is that your brother?
What?
Hey, Pee-wee, practice is on Saturday. He's a walking Disney movie in Cleveland.
I don't think you can just walk onto the team.
You hate sports. These guys think they can push us around. Well, guess what? Push them back.
Yeah, but what if you suck ass at football? They're just gonna make fun of you even more.
Go on, take some reps at corner. Go on. Yes, coach. Thank you, coach. It's not a military drill, Jordan. You're gonna need to put that helmet on.
This kid, he has no idea what he's doing. He's gonna get straight cooked. What if he's just locked down corner? He also was not lined up at cornerback.
You smiling now, bro?
Unless he was like on a corner blitz right there. He was not lined up as a cornerback. Okay, why is he straight awesome now? What is going on? This guy's a brick wall. He's blitzing every play. He's in the backfield every single play. He's not lined up at corner. This guy's a linebacker. Also, this is practice. Quit wrecking these kids. When did you suddenly get super good at using your abilities?
You got the big cheese running off for little brother, and you didn't say nothing to me? Someone's running today, smartass. You give me 5 for keeping that from me. Yeah, go on.
Run laps because you didn't tell me that your previously super unathletic brother is good at football. You can tell someone that isn't super familiar with football wrote the dialogue for for part of that scene and did the blocking for it, because he definitely was like, take some reps at corner. He did not line up at corner, blitzing every play. You know, a few of those were passing plays. He was not in coverage at all. He was just backfield, cover the, like, unless he was playing like nickel corner and covering maybe like the running back. He was maybe lined up as a coverage linebacker. Yeah, just a little bit of a gripe. He was not lined up at cornerback whatsoever. He wasn't covering any receivers. You know, maybe he was just blown coverage every time. Just an easy 10-yard toss to the receiver, takes it to the house. This probably doesn't matter to most people watching this, but it's just, I noticed.
I will go with the convertible.
I kind of heard you and Sean earlier.
It was long overdue. He's just...
An asshole?
everything.
Look, I'm just trying to keep you safe.
Because you think I'm gonna kill myself?
Oof.
This is not the appropriate place to be having this conversation.
How many times do I have to tell you I'm fine?
Are you fine? You tried to kill yourself.
Back off. No, you act like our family's so awesome when it's literally a dumpster fire.
Enough.
Dad sleeps on the couch every night. Sophie bullies all of the kids in her class, and you can't go to bed without taking a pill.
I said that's enough.
Just airing it all out.
Let's go.
That is a stretch. But a bazillionaire making the guy disappear isn't. At least give me the chance to prove I'm right.
I can see both sides to this a little bit.
We don't have the resources to run an investigation for weeks on end.
But you hired me to write this kind of story.
Did they just set her car on fire? Okay, this is maybe a little, like, she should be like, okay, maybe pursue this, because they just set your car on fire for pursuing the
You
story.
don't happen to drive a station wagon that's on fire right now, do you?
She's not even like upset that her car's on fire. She just looks angry. She's like, again.
Football is my thing, not yours. The only reason that you're even playing is because you have your little super strength or whatever. The only reason I'm playing is because your little football buddies need to back off. You're welcome. I'm not doing anything wrong. Guess yeah.
You're doing it for the wrong reasons, though. You don't care about football. You just want to hurt some kids. So I would say don't let him play, because he's not doing it for the love of the game. He just wants to get back at the kids that are bullying him. A little bit. That was not him.
At least the boys are finally settling in. I hear Jordan's quite the football star.
Ooh, he's probably just learning about it.
Let's go, you ready?
This kid.
Where the rubber meets the road.
This is the Oklahoma drill, or whatever it's called. Just freaking smoking kids.
I want shorts, fat coach.
Shorts.
Yo, this kid just lit people up all day in practice yesterday. And now you're like, I got him.
You ready?
Is it going to show that maybe his powers are somewhat inconsistent? Aren't they supposed to be laying on their back to begin with? How do you see that happen and be like, yeah, that was a normal thing that just went down?
Shouldn't have kissed Sarah. It wasn't cool. Apologize.
Alright, well, you know, now you're men, and you can quit being an asshole to him, and you can quit the football team. You've made your point. Time to you know, go read a book or something. I don't know.
Your powers are not something to be taken lightly, Jordan.
Yeah, well, I barely have any, remember? That's what Grandpappy told us at Elsa's
Yeah,
Ice Castle.
your hologramps is an idiot.
No, he said
I admit, taking you to see him this early was a mistake.
mistake. You know what? Everything you do is a mistake.
Okay, you
Get fired.
asshole.
Here. You know, I just wish you would go back to not being around anymore.
Yo, slap that kid in the face.
Go upstairs.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
I gotta side with Clark and Jonathan here. I mean,
Sarah?
he's not doing football for the right reasons. He doesn't actually like football.
Would you please sit
He just
down
wants to
and
show
talk
off.
to the rest of us?
He wants to feel special. He doesn't like football, right? Like, why does he want to be... Does he just want to feel special?
I should have said something. It's my bad. I know I'm not a perfect person.
Not a perfect person.
What if Jordan joining the team would? Maybe Jordan needs football.
Does he like
He's
football?
been a really messed up kid for a really long time. And I don't know, what if joining the team's a good thing?
I appreciate you. No, brother.
It's not even like that. You should have seen him out there. He's making friends. He's been happy for the first time in forever.
Yeah, but was he happy because he was kicking the crap out of the people that are bullying him, or because he likes being part of the team? There's a difference.
Be happy.
But what's the point of having something special if you're not actually allowed to be special?
It's like in The Incredibles when when he's winning the race and they're like, go for second, a healthy second. Oh, something's about to go down with this suspenseful music. It's like a foghorn. Well, I guess she did audibly say Sharon. Oh, that guy's about to try and kill you. How'd the door shut? Okay, so you know... Ooh, is she gonna stab him? Is Lois about to handle her own ish? Ooh, she stabbed him in the ear. Ah! He just pulls it out.
I won't help you.
Oh,
No, he will.
yeah, sorry, bud. Busts through the wall. How do you just... Ooh. Interesting. What the frick? How is this guy... Does he have, like, maybe kryptonite vest on? What's going down? What's up with this man? Oof. Why is this... Yeah, super speed, probably good. Why is this guy even able, like, remotely able to hold his own? What is he gonna do?
He's gone. Are you okay?
She's barely breathing. You need to take her to the hospital. I'll be fine.
Okay, that dude isn't, like, gone. He just punched him into the parking lot. It's not necessarily, like, a mile away.
I just felt trapped by this town, by this family. Everything's getting so bad. It's like the only future that I saw for myself was a life that I didn't want. I feel lost.
She wishes she would have
Why do you pretend?
stuck with Clark when they dated in high school.
Howard,
When I was in 9th grade, I wanted to try out for the baseball team, but my dad didn't let me. I begged him over and over, but he always said no.
It's because you hit the ball 9,000 feet.
One of the main reasons I wanted to try out didn't have anything to do with baseball.
Is it a girl?
It's always a girl.
That's why he's did it.
They're not playing? Does this mean I can play?
It does.
Really?
Yes, but
Yeah, but you're gonna have to actually learn about football.
Last thing we have to talk about.
You want to be an assistant coach?
I just want to help out.
Not to mention he'll work for free.
You should have started with that.
How do they afford anything? I mean, unless they have a hella savings, they gotta be hemorrhaging money. I doubt she makes a frick ton of money at this rinky-dink little newspaper.
You sure about this?
She have a Patreon?
No.
Are they on OnlyFans? What is going on?
I got one. See you later, coach.
He doesn't make any money.
Dad did a 180 on the whole football.
She makes minimal amounts. I mean, small town farm, I guess, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah, it might be fun to see as a bystander.
Okay, they clearly like each other.
Seems like he's really struggling.
Yeah, Dad's the new assistant coach.
Do you need any help, Mr. Kent?
Sir. Oh, great. Hey, Coach gave me a jacket and I bought a hat.
How fun at practice.
He is so naturally dorky, and I love it.
So you guys are getting along, huh?
All right. Just pretend like you need my help with this, all right?
Yeah. Really. Oh, come on. Too much?
The fact that he just has to pretend that he's struggling.
Come on, let me show you what I've been working on.
Wow, she's gonna get murdered. If she's investigating now, she's definitely gonna die.
This feels big, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're super gonna
Well,
die.
it's up to us to put it all together.
Mm-hmm. This lady's gonna get
Why is the
clapped.
tower is working?
Who this? Oh, you is. Oh, yeah. What? Who are you?
It's done. I'll call a team.
What? The F? Plot twist. So we're not gonna like address how that man had powers. That they're just gonna skim over that, I guess. Okay. Another solid episode of Superman and Lois. Where do I start? Let's go back to the beginning. Yeah. So where do I start? So we start off with a nice family scene, if a tad bit maybe unrealistic family scene of they're painting the house a little bit, and then they just classic family having fun scene that they throw in there where they're just like, I'm just gonna paint everyone. Lois should know. She probably bought that shirt for Jonathan. It costs money. I don't think paint is that easy to get out. This is just me, but if I was in that room and I had a somewhat okay, decent shirt on, and my mom just took a paintbrush and was like, I'd be like, I would be pissed. Like, I would flip out. I'm not even kidding. I would lose my mind. Especially if I bought it, I'd be furious. If he likes the shirt, obviously, because he's wearing it, I would be upset. But that's just me. But Clark has to dash because he's got to go save. He's got to go save a bridge full of people. That scene was also just a tiny bit unrealistic because like every support cable on that bridge is snapping left and right, like it's smashing into cars, the rest of the bridge, like a lot of people are dying. And then one piece of this bridge like cleanly breaks off and falls, and Clark catches it and waves to a fisherman, and it's like all good, but it's like realistically the rest of that bridge is coming down. Like all the support cables broke. The big towers are crumbling down. Like everyone on that bridge is dead. But no, Clark saved like 10 people, so it's fine. That scene was nice. I liked it. It was enjoyable, but it did kind of take me out of it a little bit because I was like, maybe not quite how it would go. We check in on Sarah and her family. They are not a happy family. The dad, absolute butthole. Hate that guy. Sarah tried to kill herself a year previous, and her mom is like rightfully still concerned. I guess as a teen, I never tried to do anything like that, but I do understand the thought process of wanting your parents to just be like, just stop, like move on, stop, don't bring it up anymore. Like I've it's similar to like discussing like depression and stuff with people that you don't normally talk about it with. Like I've talked about that stuff with a few friends over the years, and you say it and they get very concerned, and you're like, okay, chill out. Like just move on. We don't need to talk about this anymore. So it's a little understandable that she's like, Mom, like I'm fine. Like move, like quit bugging me about it. But if I was a parent and my child tried to end their life a year ago, less than a year ago, and pretty much refused to talk about why, and then tried to be like, quit bugging me about it, I'd be like, no, I'm gonna bug you about this every single day. Like, we're going to therapy as a family, as individuals. Like, we're going to address this because I don't want you to die. And the dad being like, I don't know why we have to do this. He sucks. I hate him. He's the worst. We come to kind of like the central conflict theme of this episode, which is like Clark trusting his kids a little bit, and them slightly moving past their like hatred of this town and vicious bullying. Cause Jordan, he wants to hang out with Sarah, and her boyfriend sees this, the absolute butthole of a guy. Like, even though they're on the football team and somehow, I guess, friends now, maybe, like, no, this guy's still a jerk. Don't be friends with him. He is throwing him against the locker, like, just being the worst, the absolute worst. And Clark, like a good superpowered dad, is like, hey, my kids are really struggling so far this week, and it's very clear that they're not having a good time. They've mentioned multiple times that they're being viciously bullied at school. Maybe I'll just kind of like check in. And it's like, instead of calling them to be like, hey, you want to lie to me real quick and tell me you're cool? He just uses his power and is like, I wonder what they're doing. You know, just checks in on his kid that has powers that he can't control and is being viciously bullied. Like, ugh. And they're mad. They're mad that he shows up and was listening to them. I'm fully on his side in that part. Like, him showing up, he wasn't spying on them. He was concerned about his kids. Like, come on now. And Jordan, you know, Jonathan, he's upset a little bit. Like, it's a little bit of an invasion of privacy. Because, I mean, it's kind of like, I guess it's similar to if, like, your parent was, like, looking through your text messages, I guess, where it's like, you know, these are my private conversations. Like, you are not privy to this. Like, I didn't give you permission to be a part of this. Which is, you know, I can see that side of it, but at the same time, it's like he's also just concerned. And he has superpowers and the ability to just see whether his kid is doing all right. And normally, if Jordan can control his powers like perfectly fine, I don't think Clark even thinks about eavesdropping on his kids. He's probably like, okay, whatever, they're living their lives, they're kids. But given the fact that he knows Jonathan doesn't have powers and Jordan can't really control his, and the fact that they're being bullied, I think he is justified in maybe being a little concerned and eavesdropping a tiny bit. Like, I think they overreacted quite a bit. So yeah, I think they overreacted just a tiny bit, but that's, you know, that's whatever. And to kind of get past the bullying that they are receiving, you know, I think something needed to happen to address the situation. And, you know, they often talk about like TV shows, parents in TV shows will often be like, hey, if a bully's bullying you, you know what you should do? Punch them in the face. Like, it's often be like, fight back. Like, show this guy or girl that you are not just gonna take their bullying. And that's almost the moral here of what happens is Jordan is like, hey, these guys that hate me and are bullying me, they think they're so cool and top dog because they're good at football. I'm going to go to football and kick the shit out of them. Like, I don't know why he was so confident that, like, it was going to work out. Because he clearly, at least at first, is like, I'm only here so I can light these kids up in practice. And then just feel good about myself because I'm beating them up. Like, so for most of the episode, I was not on Jordan's side at all. I was like, dude, you don't even like football. Like, you're not here because you actually care. You're just here because you want to hurt some kids. And it's like, it made me upset, actually. And I could almost see Jonathan being upset, and he did get upset for a little bit. But this kid, is an absolute champion among like good-natured people, because as upset as he gets for a little bit, where he's like, you don't even like football, like what are you doing, this is my thing. At a certain point, he then talks to his dad and is like, I think he needs this. So he comes around to a good side a little bit. He's my favorite character. Other than Clark, he's my favorite character in the show. He's just like, every time Jonathan or Clark are on screen, I love it. I love both of those actors in those roles, and I think they're fantastic. But no, back to Jordan lighting kids up at practice. He's using his super strength, seemingly being like, oh, it's not a big deal, I'm just a tiny bit stronger. He's hitting people and they're flying 6 yards. It's like, that's not a normal thing that happens in football, Jordan. Like, you need to ease up a bit. He even said, I'll go easy. No, you didn't. Shut up. But no, I mentioned this in the actual episode part, but at the beginning, when the coach is like, all right, take some reps at corner. Jordan absolutely does not line up at cornerback. He doesn't cover any receivers. He pretty much lines up at linebacker and either blitzes every time, or the one play that he doesn't blitz, he's covering the running back, but it's a pitch to the running back anyway, and he just lights him up in the backfield. So it's like, is no one blocking him? The first play, someone blocked him and he just threw him off, and no one looked at that and be like, it's a little weird how strong this kid is. And it's just like, man, it is what it is. You know, maybe he actually likes football now. I don't think he actually likes football. I think he enjoys, I don't even think he enjoys being part of a team. I think he enjoys the fact that the guys on the team are looking at him in a positive way. You know, he's had social anxiety for a long time. Probably hasn't been good at making friends, and is probably not often looked up to as like, oh, that kid's dope, or like seen as popular. So it's entirely possible that he's just enjoying the feeling of maybe being popular for the first time, and that's why he wants to be on the team. He doesn't even like football. Like, I don't know. Some good things that happened. Sarah broke up with her boyfriend. Like, thank the Lord. I'm so happy that they did not drag that out. One thing that I really, really appreciate about this show so far is, you know, they'll still not fall into these tropes, but they will enter into these tropes like carefully and tactfully. Of like, there's so many, like, there, if you've ever watched a teen show ever, you know that there are typical tropes that happen in series like this, and oftentimes a lot of these shows will carry this trope through a lot of episodes. Like, if this was a typical teenage drama show or whatever, they would have had Sarah dating her boyfriend for the entirety of the first season. Maybe she ends things at the end of the first season, and then there's this moment where Jordan and Sarah would have kissed at the end of the first season, but then second season, Sarah gets back with her boyfriend, and it's like, will they, won't they? I don't know. But the main point is, this trope would have carried on for a lot longer. And one thing, and like similarly, they would have had Jonathan be upset and resentful at his brother for, one, having powers, and two, kind of taking his football thing. They would have had that carry on a long time. Both of these things they addressed and were like, hey, this is a valid concern and a thing that happens in this storyline. But then they also resolve it and are like, we're not going to make needless drama for 9 episodes. That, like, this trope is over by episode 3. Like, awesome, perfect. You know, as much I was talking mad trash last time of like, dump your boyfriend, And she does, and she's like, how do you not see that you're the worst? And quality. She quits the cheer team for whatever reason. You know, she was being all rude to her mom. That's another thing. That trope would have carried on so long in a normal teen drama show, where she would just be a total bitch to her mom for a season and a half, and everyone would be like, you suck as a character, you're the worst. In this one, she's mean to her mom for one episode, and then they have a heart-to-heart, and it's seemingly resolved. Like, I really like that. I like the fact that they're not just gonna needlessly have drama for drama's sake. Yeah, like a lot of shows would not do that. A lot of CW shows, even shows in the Arrowverse, have fallen into that trap of like, we need drama for drama's sake, and they would have carried that on for a long time, and this they don't. So I like that a lot. What else went down? Lois is continuing her investigation, and she talks to this lady and gets a possible lead on something that might have gone wrong. I can see both sides of the reporter's argument of like Lois, because from a storytelling perspective, you know there's something going on, and there's a conspiracy, and Morgan Edge is not a good dude, so you know that Lois is right. But at the same time, the other reporter as well being like, hey, maybe just chill for a second. Like, you're clearly... Like, Lois was, at that point, probably making a story out of nothing. Like, even if it is true, she was almost manufacturing the story herself, until her car gets lit on fire, and then it's like, okay, clearly, yes, there's something going on. You are justified now in fully pursuing the story. But she's trying to figure out what's going on. She goes to this hotel room where this lady is like unconscious in a tub, and this dude is just smoking her, just lighting Lois up. She stabs him in the ear, does nothing. He takes it out. She calls Clark. He busts through the wall, and then somehow can't beat this guy up at first. This guy's holding his own against Superman, at least temporarily. And this is one thing that I'm confused on. They never address why. I mean, probably we'll learn in future episodes, you know, how this man even, like, didn't die. Well, he did die, actually, at the end. But, I thought maybe he had like a kryptonite vest on or something, but no, he was just real strong and actually beat up Superman a little bit until Clark, you know, got off his butt and punched this dude in the parking lot. And then like half a second after he punches him at the parking lot, he's like, he's gone. And it's like, no, he's right outside. Like, takes this lady to the hospital. Lois is just sitting in the tub. This man easily could have just been like, all right, I'm no longer unconscious after 15 seconds. Walk back in and murder Lois. Like, they moved on from that scene a little too quickly, just by punching this man off screen and being like, he's gone. He wasn't gone. But I like that Clark is actively telling Lois, like, hey, pursue this story. Like, there's something here. I think you're right in pursuing it. So that's neat. What else? I liked Clark and Jordan kind of bonding a little bit and being like, hey, I wanted to try baseball because of a girl. And I realized I didn't even want to play baseball that much. But now I think about it, in the past I should have played baseball. And he's kind of telling Jordan, like, asking Jordan, like, do you actually like football or do you just want to hurt people? But then he trusts him enough to play football, essentially. And, you know, I by the end of the episode, I came around to the idea of, like, throughout 80% of this episode, I was like, no, he should not be playing football. He doesn't actually care. He just wants to hurt kids that hurt him. But at the end, I was like, okay, maybe this could be a healthy outlet for him, possibly. Especially now that Clark is there as an assistant coach to kind of, he's not spying on his kids, but he is there to be like a presence that could intervene if something is going to go down, which I think is Clark's thought process. What else? We didn't see Captain Luther at all this episode. That was interesting. There's clearly chemistry between Jordan and Sarah. They'll get together at some point, or they'll pull a switcheroo, and Jonathan will get with her, and that will cause Jordan's anxiety or emotional issues to act up, and something will happen. I don't know. That's a possibility. But then at the end, this man's is driving down the street, and this lady just shows up and lasers him to death, and it's like, okay, what the piss? Is she part of, like, were they both part of some, like, experimental thing? Are they working with Captain Luther? I don't think so. Are they offshoots of some experimental program? Because she just, like, lasers him to death and then is, like, on the phone with someone and is like, I'll call the team. So there's seemingly more people that could be like that Clark will have to deal with. And I don't know. I need more info on that, which I assume we'll get more info as we go on, I guess. But overall, solid episode. I think I actually liked this episode probably as much as episode 2. I think episode 1 still my favorite, but episode 2 and 3 equal. If episode 1 was a 9.9, I think both 2 and 3 are like a 9, just even 9, maybe 8.5. Solid episodes, nothing crazy special about them, but there's similar to, I think, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in terms of superhero shows, like, there's been nothing bad about this show so far, which is something I can't say for any of the Arrowverse shows. Like, there's a few standout episodes definitely in those shows, but I think most of those episodes would come in at a solid 6.5. And I think, they had standout moments even within those bad episodes, but generally there were stuff that was real rough to watch. But this seemed like, so far, there's been nothing bad about it, in my opinion. Even like the bad CGI is not that bad at all. Like, I think the worst CGI in this episode was at the beginning when he's saving the bridge full of people, where you looked at a few of those cars and you're like, that's super not real. But yeah, so far I'm really enjoying this show. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Hopefully you like what you see, and keep watching. But I think that's all I have to say about this episode. Let me know in the comments down below. What did you think about it? What do you think is going to happen next? Are you more on Clark's side or the kid's side when it comes to playing football? I think generally I'm more on Clark's side of being like, he knows what he's talking about and he's your dad, just listen to him. But who knows, what route they want to go with certain things. What do you think? Yeah. Do you think, who do you think was right in that situation? Or do you think they're both right? Yeah. Who do you think those people are why do you think they could fight Clark? Or why do hold their own against Superman? What's going on? Yeah, I don't know. All your thoughts, let me know down in the comments below. Let's start a dialogue. You know how it is. Yeah, if you liked the video, leave a like. That would be dope. If you want to see more of my reactions, subscribe. And if you want to see the full-length reaction to this episode, head down to my Patreon. It is linked in the description. Or like a end card somewhere here. I don't know. But thank you for watching. Means a lot. Love you guys. Thank you for 2,500 subscribers. It means a ton. Yeah, and I'll catch you guys next week. Peace.